Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Valorant tips and tricks video. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys which agent you should choose to play in Valorant. So choosing the right agents is crucial to winning games in Valorant because each agent has its own set of unique abilities that only that agent can use. So depending on who you choose, those abilities are going to be available for you during the match. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys which agents fit which playstyles, and then you can make the choice on who you should dive into Valorant with. So let's go ahead and get right into our first playstyle. So our first playstyle that we're going to cover in this video is the Duelists. Duelists are self-sufficient fraggers who their team expects through abilities and skills to get high frags and seek out engagements first. These players are great to have on offense, but sometimes they can have a hard time defending sites. There's a total of 3 Duelist agents: Phoenix, Jett, and Raze. Right when you start out in Valorant, you automatically have Phoenix and Jett unlocked, but in order to get Raze, you will have to play a few games, so just be aware of that. I'm not going to go too in depth with each of the characters, but basically Phoenix is able to use fire to gain the advantage on his opponents. He has the ability to flash opponents, and his ultimate ability even allows him to have 2 lives. Pair these with the firewall and fireball, you get a great entry fragger. Moving on to Jett, her abilities will allow you to get insane off angles with updraft and dash abilities. Her other ability allows her to form clouds to block vision of her opponents. This can allow her to pop her ult and take out 5 knives to throw at them. The final agent we have in this group takes literally no skill to use. At the moment, Raze is the most overpowered agent in the game with her grenades that will secure her loads of kills. She also has a bot that will look for enemies and then lock onto them and blow them up. Yeah, not overpowered at all. Her other ability allows her to gain height, and her ult is an RPG that's an insta-kill if you go anywhere near it. So if you're looking for my opinion on which agent is the best agent in this group, it has to be Raze. I mean, anyone can play her, and all you have to do to get kills is press your left mouse button. So that wraps it up for this group of agents. Now let's go ahead and move on to our next one. So our next group of agents are the controllers. The controllers are experts in slicing up dangerous territory to set their team up for success. Right now there are 3 agents in this category: Viper, Brimstone, and Omen. All these agents are great at blocking vision and can be great additions to an already great team comp. So starting off in Valorant, you only have access to Brimstone. He is known for having the ability to smoke sites and even fend off against his opponents with his incendiary grenade. He also has the ability to shoot faster than any of his opponents with his stim beacon. And if all these other abilities fail, he has his ultimate that will trigger an orbital strike anywhere Brimstone wants. The next controller agent is Viper. Viper is a great agent for post-plant situations. Viper uses toxins to gain the edge over her opponents. Her signature ability is Toxic Screen. This is very similar to Phoenix's Firewall, but unlike Phoenix's abilities, players can't die in most of Viper's abilities. They only go down to 1 HP. Viper's other abilities are Snakebite and Poison Cloud. Snakebite is just like Brimstone's incendiary grenade, and this is the only ability you are able to kill enemies with. Viper's ult is Viper's Pit. This creates a cloud of smoke surrounding Viper and will stay up as long as Viper is inside. Inside this smoke, players are highlighted red to give the upper hand to Viper. The last agent we have in this category is Omen. So Omen is very different from Brimstone and Viper, mainly because he's much sneakier. Omen's abilities will cause the enemies to get flustered, and this will allow Omen to get some pretty easy kills. So Omen's abilities include a teleport and a shadow projectile that will cause any players that get hit by it to be stunned, and they won't be able to hear footsteps or see very far in front of them. Omen's other ability allows him to bring a dark cloud to parts of the map to block his opponent's vision. Omen's ult can cause for some crazy plays because it allows him to teleport anywhere on the map. Overall, my top pick for this category of agents would have to be Brimstone just because of the smokes. They are so handy. But honestly, all 3 of these agents are great to try out. That wraps it up for the controller category. Let's go ahead and get into the next one. The next group of agents are the initiators. Initiators are agents that challenge angles by setting up their team to enter contested ground and push defenders away. The 2 agents in this category are Sova and Breach. both of the agents are great to have while defending sites. Starting off the game, you only have access to Sova. Sova is a threat against any team because he's able to gain intel using his recon bolt, which will reveal the locations of players in a certain area. Sova also has his owl drone that will allow you to move into enemy lines looking for even more players. His final ability is the shock bolt, which will damage nearby players. His ult can result in crazy clutches because it allows Sova to sit in cover and shoot up to 3 blasts of energy penetrating through any walls. Sova is great for players looking to support the top fraggers by giving them info on the locations of players. Breach is the final agent in this category. Breach can easily clear lanes with his fault line ability, and he can also flash opponents through walls with his aftershock and flashpoint abilities. His ultimate ability will allow him to stand his ground holding long passageways such as C-Long on Haven. This ult is similar to his fault line, except it's much larger. Both of these agents can be tricky to learn, but once you get to know how you should play them, it will allow for some easy wins on defense. So our final group of agents are home to Sage and Cypher. This group is Sentinel. Sentinel agents are defensive experts who can lock down areas and watch flanks, both on attacker and defender rounds. I like to think of Sentinel agents as support players. Just like the initiators, when you start Valorant, you only have access to one of the agents. This agent is Sage. This is the character that I main. Sage is known for being the healer in Valorant. Her signature ability allows her to heal anyone on the team, including herself. Her other abilities include a slow orb and a barrier orb. Both of these slow enemy players from pushing onto site. Sage's ultimate ability allows her to resurrect one of her downed teammates. This can turn a bad round into an amazing round. I love to use Sage just because it allows me to heal up so much in battle. Our final agent we're going to talk about in this video is Cypher. Cypher has so many tricks up his sleeves when it comes to getting info on players' locations. Cypher's signature ability is a camera that allows him to scout for players. He can also set up trapwires and cages to slow opponents from pushing onto site. Cypher's ultimate ability allows him to go over to a dead enemy player and receive locations of every other player alive on the enemy team. These abilities allow Cypher to solo hold sites while defending. So if you want to trick your opponents into walking into your traps, then you might want to give Cypher a try. Okay guys, so that wraps it up for today's video. Hopefully you now have an idea of who you want to run in Valorant. If this video did help you out, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments down below who you are planning to main. That wraps it up, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.